Verbal on life.
We're live. Welcome to verbalonlife. My name is Noel, the teacher.
And I'm Jay Smith.
And in this episode, we're going to take a look at Mia Khalifa. She just went viral giving marriage advice. Some people like it, some people don't. But let's take a look and give you guys our opinion on the whole thing. All right, let's take a look at a video clip.
Let's do it. And if you haven't subscribed, guys, make sure you subscribe and smash on that like button if you enjoy the video.
All right.
Married at 18, divorced at 21. Second marriage. Married at 25, divorced at 28.
Mia Khalifa recently gave advice to all young women about marriages, and this video is getting viral as people have mixed opinion. Means how P-star can give someone a marriage advice? Well, watch her video and do let us know your opinion in comment section.
And then
we're comparing stats. Baby girl doesn't know that I am Tom Brady at this game. Married at 18, divorced at 21. Second marriage. Married at 25, divorced at 28. Third engagement. Engaged at 29, ended it at 30, but I kept the ring. I'm still keeping Tom Brady on his toes. We should not be afraid to leave these men. We are not stuck with these people. Marriage is not a sanctimonious thing. It is paperwork. It's something, it's a commitment you make to someone. But if you feel like you're not getting anything from that commitment and you're trying, you gotta go. You gotta go. You have to go. I know it's difficult to fill out paperwork and to make appointments and to do all of these things, but this is your fucking life. Do you want to be stuck with someone? Period. Do you want to be stuck with someone?
So, opinions are everywhere with what you just said. You know, she's getting a lot of backlash, but some people are agreeing with what she said and they're like applauding her. So, I mean, in my opinion, giving relationship advice is tough, especially when you're talking about marriage, because marriage advice depends on your idea of marriage. Like, what is marriage? How should it be treated? And she's really treating it just like reducing paperwork, just get it over with. And that's not how you should treat marriage. It's not just you get married, you fill out some paperwork, you don't like it, you throw it away. I have a problem with that.
I don't agree with the way you're putting it together, because she specified if you're not happy, if you're not getting what you want out of this marriage, if you're in a situation that you don't want to be in, you don't have to stay there. You can leave. So that's a great message. She's not talking about the people that are in a good marriage or the people that want to stay together. She's talking about those women, and there's many of them in this world who basically are in a marriage not because they want to be married, but because their family, their friends, everyone around them will frown upon them if they get divorced. But in reality, then they don't want to be in that situation. So I agree with me. If you're in a situation that you don't want to be in, get the hell out of there. I'm good with that.
So my response to that is, how about you date somebody before making that commitment of marriage? How about you go into date, and then when you're secure and you know that this is the one, then you proceed to marriage. But don't wait to marriage. Once you're married, you make a commitment.
No, the problem with your take is that how many divorces take place daily? And you're not criticizing everyone who gets divorced. You're criticizing me. And so people get divorced all the time. People think normally, people get married because they think they're going to spend the rest of their life with this person. And then it plays out differently. The point is, when it does play out differently, you should not be stuck. Now, as a woman, she's saying that to women, but that message also applies to men. If you're with a woman and you're not happy and you don't want to be with her, you should not stay married to her just to, hey, everybody's gonna talk shit if I get divorced, so I should stay with her. No, you should get divorced too.
What about family commitment? Like, if you know what? I agree with Jay to a certain degree, but once you get a family started, meaning there's children involved and there's us trying to make this work, you should put some effort into it, not just throw it out the window. Where's the
But
family commitment?
listen, but I don't understand why you're saying throw it out the window when clearly she never said throw it out the window. If a woman is already tired of it, ending the relationship is not throwing it out the window. What she's really throwing out the window is the pain and suffering that she's going through.
Well, as you can see, it's a tough situation to navigate. In my opinion, you should date somebody and not just marry them. And if it doesn't work out, just cancel it if you're not happy. How about we date the
So
other
what you're
person?
saying that but what you're saying in reality, that's not a message to Mia Khalifa or her comment. That's a message towards everyone that got divorced, right?
Um, at least give it a try. It's my message to people who got divorced. Did you give it a try?
Exactly. Exactly. So that's my point, that your message does not necessarily go to her. It's a generalized message that goes to everybody that's been divorced.
I mean, going along with what she said, real quick marriage story. I've been married twice. I got divorced the first time around because it didn't work out. Yeah, we were not happy and we had to call it quits. And it was a tough one,
So
you know.
so so who can look at you and tell you, well, you should have dated first and you should have known, because that's exactly what you're doing now, you know. So you
So
should understand that people can get married and it may not work out. If it doesn't, then you should break it apart. Imagine. Okay, let me give you an example, because you have to understand what you're not seeing is that she was Muslim, and she comes from a religion and from a country where women are basically second-rate citizens, right? But imagine this: what if right now, after all these years, you would have still been married to the same person because your religion doesn't really allow you to get divorced, and the people around you ain't really trying to hear it. Try to imagine what that would be like if you were still married to the same person going through the same situation that caused the divorce. Imagine that. You would be going insane right now if you were stuck in that situation, wouldn't you?
you know what? Sometimes, yeah, divorce is legit and you have to do it only to keep sane, not to lose your mind. So
So there you go. So that's my point. When the instance that she spoke about is legit. If you're a woman, she said it very clearly. You're not stuck. You can leave that situation if you want to. So she's clearly talking about the women who want to leave but just can't because of the circumstances.
all right, so Mia Khalifa got a lot of backlash, and this is her response to all the backlash that she got for her advice.
We should not be afraid to leave these men. I woke up to 30,000 unalive and grape threats on Twitter today over that take, and I'm really failing to see what's wrong with it. I'm failing to see what's wrong in telling young women who get married young that if they are in relationships that are unhealthy and toxic and make them unhappy, that just because they made a commitment, they are not stuck in these relationships. The only people who are mad, it seems like to me, are the men who are the toxic ones in these relationships and who are afraid of their women having self-realization and exercising free will and leaving them. Because the only thing holding their relationships together is probably the fact that they made a commitment, and their religion and families fucking perpetuate that ideal that you have to stay in a relationship
Yes.
you committed to. You don't. If you're unhappy, get the fuck out of there.
You see what I'm saying? What is wrong with
Yo,
her?
listen, this woman is a goddamn superhero. First of all, the thing about her is that people try to use her porn star background against her, but as soon as you hear her speaking, it's very obvious that she's a smart young lady. She not just some bimbo just talking some goofy ass shit. She knows what she's talking about.
So you
And
agree with what she just said?
100%. Who the hell should be feeling miserable in a relationship? Yo, she's amazing. She's a superstar. She's amazing. She's a
Yo,
superhero.
she dropped some truth bombs right there. And you know what? I give it up to her. She's beautiful enough. She's gonna get married a couple of more times. You know,
You imagine, again, take that example. You imagine if you were still married because of a commitment. See, so
Um,
she makes an amazingly great point, which hits home.
and don't you think that's the worst advice to give the young people to just drop it and move
No, no,
on?
no. Is that she's not drop? She's not saying just drop it and move on. You see, the problem with your take, Noah, is that you're fast forwarding it to the drop it and move on, and you're skipping the why she's saying you should drop it and move on. If you're miserable, if you're not happy, drop it and move on. I agree with that, of course.
You know what? You just heard Jay Smith dropping truth bombs. If you're in that situation where you're unhappy, who the hell is gonna, and correct me if I say this wrong, who's gonna live miserably if you're not happy and you're miserable? You don't need to live that way. Am I summarizing it correctly? Jay, you could correct me.
Yeah, yeah, and she actually said, something along the lines of, you could either be happy or be miserable to basically satisfy everyone else. So it's like, nah, fuck everybody else and be happy for yourself.
What about the kids? Should you stick around for the kids if you were in that situation like there's kids
No,
around?
listen, of course you should stick around for the kids. But the point is, and I mentioned this to you offline, if you're in a relationship, a toxic relationship, like she mentioned, your kids are growing up seeing mommy and daddy fighting, mommy and daddy arguing, mommy and daddy not talking to each other. They're hearing mommy and daddy screaming at each other in the other room. So the notion that, oh, we should stay together because of the kids, no, you're actually hurting the kids when you do that. Instead, you should separate and show the kids that you can have a strong relationship, to a healthy relationship where both can parent the kid and teach them the right ways.
Hey, you just heard it here on Verbal on Life. Jay Smith dropping truth bombs. It doesn't matter that she's a P star, but she has a point. So a lot of people try to shut her down. She just said it. You heard her 30,000 comments, but she has a point. Some people agree with her, some people don't. So
And listen, she said it too. She was like, listen, most of the people that are mad are men. And it's funny because obviously we know why it's men. Women don't have a problem. Women are like, damn, it's true, yo. If I'm not happy, I need to leave. And man is like, damn, man, this damn chick just found out she's not stuck to me forever. What am I doing now?
I swear to God, us simps. What she called the men? She called the men simps. Or
Nah,
mad.
I didn't hear that.
But again, as you can see, it was controversial advice, and take how you want to take it. And I don't even know what to say.
Verbal on life.
Listen, to, to be honest, I don't think that was so controversial. Women say that to each other in private all the time. Like when they're going through stuff, listen, you can leave them, leave them. You don't need to, it's just a big comment, a big deal because Mia Khalifa made that comment on social media. But women say that shit to each other all the time.
You wrong, Jay. You got to stick around feeling miserable just for the marriage sake. Come on, Jay.
Says the guy who divorced.
I was miserable and I had to break it up. So, the one mistake was that fact that we only dated for a little bit. Although it doesn't matter nowadays either. Like if you date, I got a friend
Is
that
that
dated for
it
years.
doesn't really matter. Me and my wife didn't date for that long, and we were already, going on 8 years.
Right. Like I got a friend that dated for 9 years, and when he got married, only married for 1 year, then they divorced. They couldn't take each other. So
Listen. I know somebody right now that they dated for 1 day, and they still took like 15 years ago. They still together, got kids and all that shit.
see, that's a beautiful story. That's you don't hear it much, but it
No,
does happen.
listen. I'm gonna give it to you as a recap, but I'm gonna tell you the story real quick, right? So a
Right.
group of us go to a club. So like 16 years ago, a group of us go to a club, and one of our boys is dancing with this one chick, and he spent the whole night just dancing with her. So when it's time to leave, like they already closing down. We're like, yo, we out here. Like, nah, yo, I'm leaving with my wife tonight. Like, well, what you mean you leaving with your wife? Yeah, we out. I'm like, all right. So everybody goes their separate way. He leaves with the girl that he just met that night. They was kissing on the dance floor and everything. Yo, the next day, this dude passes by and he has a pickup truck with mad shit on it, like couches, bags, all type of shit. Yo, they slept together. They went to a hotel, slept together, and the next day they moved together. They still together.
You know, those are great stories, and it does happen, but it's just not a story for everybody. And you can only wish that will happen to you. You don't have to go around hopping around looking for your partner, your life partner. Matter of
Oh
fact,
no, no, no. Because the thing is, motherfuckers don't wanna hop around looking for a life partner, but once they got that life partner, they wanna hop around looking for the mistress.
and that's
The
another
hopping around,
problem.
the hopping around never ends. Let's get the fuck out of here before we get in trouble.
Peace.